There's been a lot of controversy over the new live-action remake of Snow White. Disney is said to be so skittish about the reaction they scaled back the usual lavish premieres.
We scaled back the planned lavish premiere for the show to have only a handful of tightly controlled media there. The film has been branded as woke.
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently, there's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks. Weird. So we didn't do that.
Mirror on the wall? What's the floppiest Disney movie of them all? Snow White and its 7 circles of failure just won't stop. And now, the very protagonist of the film has dragged it down even further. No grand premieres, no big celebrations, just Disney scrambling to salvage what they can. Rachel Zegler has gone silent. After months of stirring controversy, she's finally taking a step back. Or rather, being forced to. But let's be honest, was anyone really excited for this movie to begin with? It's a real shame because Snow White is an iconic princess, a character who has shaped millions of childhoods around the world. But Disney, they tried too hard to twist the story into something it was never meant to be. For years, Disney has been under fire for aggressively pushing a woke agenda, taking extreme creative liberties and forcing diversity in ways that feel unnatural and unnecessary. But this time, it's backfiring spectacularly.
And the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people.
To make matters even worse, Rachel Zegler completely ditched her media training and went off script. Tearing apart the traditional Snow White storyline, she even went as far as to call Prince charming a creep. And oh boy, did that ignite a firestorm. The conservative media was furious, calling her comments disrespectful and tone-deaf. Meanwhile, reactions from the public have been divided. Some argue that Zegler is just a young actress unfairly targeted by BACKLASH, while others believe this is yet another sign that Disney is running itself into the ground. After a string of missteps, Rachel Zegler has been noticeably avoiding the spotlight, but with Snow White now hitting theaters, all eyes are back on her. The West Side Story actress, who recently landed a role in the West End, was spotted by TMZ cameras at LAX. And let's just say, she wasn't exactly eager to talk. With cameras rolling and reporters pressing her about the intense backlash surrounding the film, Zegler kept her responses brief, or awkward, depending on how you see it.
How does it feel to finally have it come out?
Feels wonderful.
Feels wonderful.
When asked about Snow White finally hitting the big screen, Zegler managed a quick, "It feels wonderful, thank you," before swiftly making a beeline for the exit.
Overly critiquing the film at this point. You've worked so hard on it.
But the tension escalated when a reporter hit her with the real question. What would you say to those heavily critiquing the film? You've worked so hard on it. Instead of defending the project or addressing the controversy head-on, Rachel pulled a full disappearing act. She ignored the question entirely, darted toward a sleek black SUV, and vanished into the night. No explanations, no damage control, just silence. Honestly, none of this should come as a surprise. There's a big reason why Zegler seems on edge. Here's the thing, not all fairy tales have a happy ending. If you're a longtime Disney fan, you already know Snow White has been stuck in development limbo for over a decade. This live-action remake has taken more hits than a villain in a Marvel movie. It took Disney years of hiring and firing just to finalize a production team. But then, Barbie mastermind Greta Gerwig joined as a writer, and suddenly, the buzz picked up. In 2019, Variety leaked that Spider-Man director Mark Webb was in talks to helm the film. Soon after, he officially signed on. With such big names attached, you'd think Disney would fast-track this fairy tale reboot. Nope. Then came 3. Words that turned Hollywood upside down. The pandemic happened. Tough luck, but that was just the start of Disney's troubles. In 2023, the SAG-AFTRA strike shut down Hollywood, and Snow White was no exception. When the strike finally ended, Disney rushed to get things back on track. It seemed like the film was finally coming together, until one small leak changed everything. The final nail in the coffin? Set photos. When behind-the-scenes images from Snow White hit the internet, fans were shook, and for good reason. Instead of the iconic 7 dwarfs, the leaked images showed a diverse lineup of actors who were not little people. And while there are plenty of reasons this movie could bomb at the box office, this might just be the biggest fumble of all. According to the AV Club, the backlash came from all sides. Disney tried to calm the storm by claiming the actors in the leaked set photos were just stand-ins, but that explanation only added fuel to the fire. If anything, it made things worse. Then, IndieWire reported that Peter Dinklage himself stepped in, slamming Disney for its outdated portrayal of the dwarfs. The criticism was so loud that the studio hit the panic button, scrapping the live-action dwarfs altogether and replacing them with CGI versions instead. But rather than solving the problem, this decision only sparked more outrage. Many called Disney out for erasing roles that could have gone to underrepresented actors who already struggled to find work in Hollywood. Honestly, at this point, whoever made the strategic decisions for this movie might need a career rethink. At least, that's what the internet seems to believe. No matter what Disney does, they just cannot seem to win with this remake. And if things weren't bad enough, Rachel Zegler's PR disaster is still making rounds online. But the real kicker, it looks like even Disney's own higher-ups have distanced themselves from their leading lady.
Zegler also faced blowback after posting Free Palestine. The note is from Israel and served in the Israeli army.
Yep, the so-called girl power duo is officially over. Turns out, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot have some serious political differences regarding the ongoing Middle East crisis. Apparently, Disney's higher-ups desperately tried to keep their opposing views under wraps, but let's be real, there was no stopping this. Now it seems the Snow White co-stars don't even want to share a press tour. But let's be honest, would it have even mattered? Because Disney isn't exactly rolling out the red carpet for its Princess and Evil Queen. That's right, the studio has canceled its UK premiere, likely to avoid yet another controversy overseas. According to insiders, Disney knows the film is going to struggle with US audiences, so their backup plan is to bank on a strong international release. But even that strategy comes with risks. Disney reportedly avoided any major promotion in the UK to sidestep entanglements with the British press, which is often known for its brutal coverage. At the end of the day, Disney is scrambling to salvage whatever it can of the Snow White brand. Will their strategy work? That remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, this film's rollout has been a total disaster. Even back in the US, the premiere was so scaled back that it was downright embarrassing.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
Disney made sure to keep things tightly controlled at the Snow White premiere, opting for a low-profile event with minimal press involvement. There were no deep dive interviews, no tough questions for the cast, and certainly none of the usual paparazzi glamour that typically accompanies a major blockbuster release. The red carpet event at El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles was shockingly small, a stark contrast to Disney's usual grand-scale premieres. And if that wasn't enough of a red flag, reports have surfaced that Disney made last-minute edits to the film, possibly in a desperate attempt to secure better reviews. For a moment, it seemed like the premiere would pass without any major drama. But then, in an unexpected twist, the two women at the center of the controversy, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, walked in side by side. Despite their dazzling outfits and PR-trained smiles,